Okay, I'm going to show you how you can make an assignment in Canvas that will give students access to either a Google Doc or a Google Slides presentation. So the first thing that you want to do is get into the class that you want to assign the Google Doc or Google Slide to. Once you're in, you're going to look for the assignments option over here on the left-hand side. These items can be in different orders, so you may have to scroll down to find it if you don't see yours. Once you get into the Assignments tab, the Assignments section of the page, you're going to just see the list of assignments that are associated with that particular Canvas course. And what you want to do is just add a new assignment. When you click here, you're going to have decisions to make about personalizing, so you need to name your assignment. So I'm going to call mine Sparta and Athens Travel Brochure. And then this text box here is for you to add in directions. I'm going to keep mine very simple. Edit the Google Slides to show what you know about Sparta or Athens. You can also get very, very detailed in this box. You could upload a document like a PDF that might have very, very specific project directions. You could record yourself going over what you want your students to do. You could add in pictures. You could even maybe add a link to a YouTube video or something that you want them to watch. Another option is you could link in something from your Google Drive, like maybe you have a Google Doc that has the directions on it, or you have a Google Slide presentation that kind of goes through the steps on what you want your students to do. All of that could be done in here. So you have the option to keep it very simple like I am here, or to add in some of these other elements to make it more specific and personalized. When you scroll down, you're going to have some more decisions to make regarding how you're going to be assigning and grading. So up here, if you want to make this worth points, you can change that number to whatever you want it to be. And if you do make it worth points, you want to make sure that this is displaying the grade as points. I usually choose the complete incomplete option if I just want on my end to very easily be able to see who turned something in and who did not, where I might not necessarily be grading something for points. It's just kind of me to kind of see what they did. This is a really great option. It's very simple and easy to grade in that way. Now, because we want to give students access to a Google Doc or a Google Slide presentation, we are going to have to be really looking at the submission type. So we want to make sure that we're choosing external tool for our submission type. The external tool is going to be Google. So what you want to do then is click on the Find link here, and it shows you all of the different external tools that you have access to as a Spring Forward Canvas page employee. So if you scroll down, you're looking for Google. Now, if you've used this before, you may realize that there used to be two different Google options. There was a second one that was called Google Cloud Assignments. That one no longer exists, so we have to choose Google Assignments LTI in order to link. What it's going to do is take you into a page that's going to just kind of prompt you to make some more decisions. You want to make sure that it's linked to your Spring Forward account. Click Continue, and then it opens up, again, some more things that we have to do to make this assignment. So this box at the top is where you're going to provide the item that you want your students to have access to. So you're going to click on the Attach option, and that's going to send you to your drive. So if you're like me, you have lots of folders and you just kind of have to navigate through your folders until you find the item that you want to give to your students. I am looking for a travel brochure. Here it is. So I selected it. Now I need to add it. And once you do that, you're going to notice that it shows up right here. And it does tell you that each student will get a copy. So that means that you don't have to do anything special. They're all going to get their own copy of it. They're not all working in the same one. Now, if you wanted a different option, if you wanted your students to create something completely fresh and new without a template, you could, instead of attaching something, you could use this Create option where you could add in one of these options, and then they would be kind of starting from scratch. Your last decision to make here is how you're going to grade the assignment. Now, I usually choose Canvas Speed Grader, because then you don't have to go into Google to look at the assignments. You can stay in Canvas. Basically, when the students submit their Google slide presentation, it turns it into like a PDF file so that you can very easily view all of their slides and then very easily click from one student to the next so that you can look at them and check off who kind of turned them in. Google Assignments is your other option. What this will do is take you right into Google and allow you to be able to make comments or suggest feedback or even edit the original file. And then you would be doing the grading and all of that in Google itself, not in Canvas. There are pros and cons to both. As I mentioned, unless I'm doing something like a writing assignment where I want to be able to give direct feedback on their Google Doc, I tend to use the Canvas SpeedGrader option. You click Create, which will then take you back to your Canvas assignment configuration. You just have to make sure you click Select because that's going to take all of those decisions that you just made and put it into this assignment. Lastly, you're going to scroll down, and here is where you are going to assign it to your class. So the default is to assign it to everyone, but I do want you to be aware that you can personalize this. You can make certain assignments for certain students. So maybe you have a few kids in your room who might need some scaffolds for this particular Google slide presentation. Maybe you need to give them one that has some sentence frames or some more information on it. You would have to create two separate assignments and then make sure you're attaching the modified Google slide presentation in the one and the regular one in the other, and then just choose the students who get which version and assign it that way. It's a really cool way to differentiate. You do it to select a due date. So again, give as many days as you feel is appropriate for whatever it is you're doing. And obviously, like, think about if kids are absent and you still want them to do it, they might need a little more time to be able to turn that in. And then you're going to save and publish. If you don't publish it, they're not going to see it on their end. They're not going to have access to it. So make sure that you publish it. Now that is step one. Step two is you have to get it to the students. So I like to do that through my modules. So you might organize your Canvas page in a similar way where you have your week and then each day of the week has its own section. So if I click on Monday, I might want to add in, and I need to go up here and edit, I might want to add in that they're going to complete the Sparta the Google Slides and turn it in. So those are my directions, but I need to link to that assignment. I'm doing a course link because I am linking it to another section of this Canvas course. Try that again. There we go. Because you're linking it to an assignment, you want to make sure that the Assignments tab is open like this, and you can search because eventually you may have a bunch of things listed, and it should show up. Notice that it's published. That's what that green circle is for. And I just select it. You should have seen something happen over here. And then I go down and I save. Now, again, you want to make sure that that page is also published. And then you want to make sure that your module is also published, which mine is not. So I want to make sure that my module is also published so that they have access to it. So then I'm going to switch over to Student View so you can kind of see it from their end. So when they go to their modules and they click on Monday, they can go ahead and click the link here, which will take them to this assignment. Now, because I am an instructor, it's automatically going to link to that. I'm going to switch the account so you can kind of see it from a student's perspective and what it would look like on their end. It does some thinking when this happens. Okay, so this is what your students are going to see on their end. So they will have access to the file. So they would open it. It's going to be a blank Google slide presentation that they would be able to edit. Once they are finished, they're going to come back here and they have to click that blue submit button to turn it into you. So they're going to edit in here in the actual Google slide, and then they'll come back over to the other tab, and then they have to click that submit button. Okay, so it's saying we're going to submit this, and yes, we want to make sure that we submit. Okay, and then if we go back into Canvas, as the teacher then, you would go into SpeedGrader and you can view their assignments. Now, obviously, I showed you in a different account. Nobody has actually turned in this assignment, so you won't see anything. But from the student's perspective, from the teacher perspective, you would then see a PDF of all of their slides and you would be able to scroll right through, and then you can grade it as complete or incomplete. You can add comments if you want. The students will probably never look at them, so don't bother with that. And then that's all there is to it.